Hi, it's Jay Blanks again, and today I'm just going to show you all my rockets. These are my father's rockets and my rockets. So to start off, we have the Grape Ape. It's a grape rocket. Not much about it, just a grape rocket. What'd you expect? Next, we have a quite unique rocket. My father built this. He was just testing him out, just trying to see what will work. And what this does is it goes up, and then this part pops off, and then this swivels like that, and you have a glider. Ingenious. Let me put this back. Oh well. Next, we have the Magnum. Very cute little rocket. You can put stuff in here so you can launch crickets. We have a beautiful Dynastar Lex jet. My father built this. It's one of his many prides and joys. It looks like an airplane, but in reality it's not. It has a motor in it. It goes up, it goes down, pops a parachute, and that's pretty much it. Next we have the MR1, which is a top-heavy rocket. Small, but this thing screams. Its motor mount is considerably larger than normal, and so it can go, I don't know. You know, it's heavy, so can't really go that high. So the motor is compensation for it. Next we have my favorite rocket for a while, the Outlander. This rocket was built by my father about, I'd say 5-6 years ago, and then broken by my father. Every single one of these legs broken. It used to pop the parachute out and come down gently, but the parachute didn't come out one day, or it came out, didn't work, and the thing crunched. Alright, next we have a duo rockets, the Ruski and Isaki. The Ruski and Isaki are generally the same rocket, except a few differences. If you see, Ruski, and then Saki. Have little Japanese suns. Both, I believe they're both made by Semrock. Great rocket source. Alright, next, let's see. We have a recent model kit. It is a fighter jet, which was, I don't know, someone decided, hey, we should make a rocket that looks like a fighter jet and fly it. And, well, it worked. Next, we have, I'm just going to call this a glider. This has no parachute, and in fact it just glides. It glides pretty well, it's beautiful. These are probably the most elegant rockets in the sport. Put you there. Next, we have the Spaceship One. I'm pretty sure it's not the name, but it's a pretty cool rocket. It has fins going both directions, and other than that, it's a normal rocket. Fins don't necessarily have to be normal to be stable. They can do whatever they want, really. Next, we have the Interceptor E, a graceful rocket, the likes of which will never be equaled again. You have the alien-like little appendages, like Star Trek. You have a chrome back to it. You have these little fuel tanks, which, seeing as a spaceship, I'm not really sure why it needs those, because we aren't really using fuel in space. My father meticulously designed this thing with his blood and sweat. Alright, I'm going a little long here. Next, we have the Rubicon. Nice little rocket, 6 fins. Looks like it has 7 engines, only has 1. This did not win the NSARI prize. We have the Stormchaser, which is a normal rocket. And we have the most cute rocket in history, the Estes Alpha. This is the most classic rocket ever. One of the first to be, I think it was the first, I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. Probably not the first rocket ever built by FCs, but pretty damn near close. Darn, they're close there. Alright, then we have classic Big Daddy. This is the classic fins, 4 fins, and a nose cone. And flames. It's very simple, very beautiful. I love it. Next, we have the Trace, which is a green and black rocket. Very long, separates here, and has a pretty interesting back to it. Really only has one engine. Alright, that's it for that table. Then we have the Skyhawk, which is a dual deploy. I'll talk about that later in another post. Very hefty rocket, actually. I can't complain to this. Then I have my father's level 1 certification. I'll talk about certifications later. The Hydra. Hydra, very beautiful rocket. Very reliable. My father flew this multiple times, and it flew very well on all of them. Next we have my sister's Polecat Aerospace Spike. Very interesting. It has a ring and fins, so you can get kind of imaginative with that stuff. Very sharp nose cone. This is not intended to pierce anyone. It is just a sharp nose cone. Then we have 2 of my favorite rockets. Gizmo and a Gizmo. This is my rocket, so I'll talk about this is my rocket, so I'll talk about this. Gizmos, completely fiberglass, so they're very well near indestructible. And they're beautiful. Interesting thing about this. This came in slightly ballistic the other day. And look at that. See that? It was up to about there in dirt. It just buried. Back end of it did too. By the way, Chick-fil-A. Gotta love it. Alright. This out of the way. Next, we have a rocket. It's just a rock, not a rocket. It's actually a Crayola crayon. Nothing special about that. Just Crayola crayon. But we're gonna make a rocket out of it. Stay tuned. And second to last but not least, we have my own. Man, it's so big it doesn't even fit in the frame. Let's see if I can do it like this. My own coffin nail. This thing is 10 feet tall. On Earth. 10 feet tall. Goes up on a J350. Sometimes, not all the times. And it separates right there. Right there. See? See? The hole? Little section there? Yeah. Separates both ends there. And comes down with 2 parachutes. Ah, Christmas. Being so big, I can't really walk with it, so I'm putting it down. Alright. Now for the glory of our house. I gotta move these. Biggest rocket to ever be built in the Blanco residence. La Gaviota. It's a beauty. A very, very heavy beauty. I'm not sure if you can see that because I have no one to zoom in on the picture itself. But the word is right there, and there are seagulls on the fins. This thing weighs about 30 pounds. It's not that heavy. I'm overreacting. But still, very, very large rocket. And last, we have a failure. Yes, rockets fail sometimes. And as you can see, this fin looks nice. These fins aren't there, and this fin is very near to breaking. What happened was, when a rocket goes straight down, you know, like the ejection charge, the parachute doesn't come out at the right time, and the parachute starts doing this, and the rocket starts doing this. Parachute comes out, it goes out, and then when it goes up, because you know it's catching on the wind, it rips into the rocket, and sometimes the rocket makes it, and sometimes when the parachute comes out close enough to the ground, the rocket just slams into the ground and completely kills itself. So, those are the rockets of the Blanco resonance. There will be more to come. Please stay tuned.